Okay, everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to interview Scott, who is the winner of our first ever trading competition over at Trade Ideas and our Portfolio Master Challenge. So, welcome, Scott. First of all, congratulations. I know I told you this off camera, but now that we're on camera, congratulations for being the first ever winner. No one
Thank
can
you.
ever take that, right? You're the first ever, so congratulations on that.
Undefeated champion.
Yeah, exactly. For now, you got the belt. Now we'll have more, so it'll be interesting to see you come defend it, and see how much that kind of back and forth happens, right? I think the more that we get people that people recognize from these kind of wrap up videos, the more it will get interesting because maybe it'll kind of be like boxing or something. You get your favorite guy coming on, and that kind of thing will be great. But let's just get started. And can you just tell anything about yourself that you're comfortable sharing? A little bit about background and how you got interested in the markets, that type of thing.
Well, I've been watching the markets, following them for the last 10 or 15 years. I used to work in banking. So, we had televisions in our office with CNBC on a loop. And that's what initially got me interested in knowing that, markets even existed. And so listening to that all day, every day, kind of piqued my interest. And that's kind of where I got into the markets. And I'm a part-time trader, mostly when life or schedule allows, and I try to maximize every opportunity I can to trade. Uh, but yeah, I've ever since then I've had an interest in following what's going on.
So how long ago was that from when you got started to when you actually just kind of, started to dig your hands into a product like Trade Ideas and take it, you said part-time, but take it a little bit more seriously, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's actually recently within the past year or so that I've I decided to not I'll get more serious, but also get a structure, kind of a plan to my trading instead of just jumping in and force trading or trying not to. And so that's how I came across Trade Ideas. Is I was looking for the a platform that would give me the ideas and the opportunity to look at scanners, to look at the some of the advanced features that the platform offers, that I'd never used before. I mean, I would just, I was my own scanner. I would survey what's going on during the day, and that was it. So it's been this past year that I've really gotten more into it.
Wow. So that's great from 1 year to a contest winner. So you talked about strategy, right? And that's kind of the most important thing. That's, one thing that I always preach and we preach at Trade Ideas is that, we present you all this data, but it's the trader's job to kind of take the data and formulate it into something that hopefully they can repeat over time, some sort of strategy that makes sense. So before we get into your strategy, how did you develop the strategy for this contest? Is it similar to what you normally do in trading? Did you maybe take a little bit more risk? Did you change the scanners you were looking at, or is this kind of the way that you trade normally? Now, based off your returns, I definitely bet you probably took a little more risk than you did in your real money. But basically, is the actual strategy that you used in the challenge, is that the same strategy that you would use kind of in the real world, I guess, with real money?
It is, and the answer is yes to all of those other questions. It was that was the foundation because that's what I know and most comfortable with. But I did use that specific period and opportunity to incorporate other ideas, other plans and strategies that I have picked up over this past year or so, that I didn't never knew how to use. And in that simulated environment, obviously the fear of loss is not present. But that was another component too. Is I was also using it as an opportunity to work on the psychology of trading, um, and hopefully carrying that over to live trading. The stop loss, cutting losses emotionally and running is just as difficult as pushing sell. So it's all of the above.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed taking part in the challenge myself is that you start to notice when you're trading in a simulated environment and you're used to trading in the real environment, you notice some things sometimes that you do better in a simulated environment, and you kind of look to say, okay, what can I bring from this to the other one? Because I remember when I was trading in the simulator, I got a great short in AMC, and I would generally be out of that pretty quickly in just maybe a couple days or something, but I was able to ride that for way longer because I think because it wasn't real money, I wasn't worried about giving back those profits. So did you take anything away from, as someone who trades part-time, did you take anything away from the challenge itself that you just instantly applied, or you're still working to apply into your real life trading that maybe you wouldn't have stumbled across if you hadn't taken that little simulated break to kind of focus on the challenge?
Yeah, I think that's it. That the psychological and emotional component of it. I was the same way. I think one of my best trades during the challenge was a short on one of those gappers that had run up 1,000%, and I was able to hold on to it much longer than I would have, and ride it through the bounce back up, and to see my name on the leaderboard drop and pop and drop and pop, as I just held. Obviously, I would probably not feel confident in my own live trading account to do that. But I think the benefit, though, and the takeaway that I'm going to have to certainly work on is to continue to tell myself that I can do this in a live setting, but just keep everything tight and be quick and all of that. I didn't have that before. I was emotional, much more emotional in my trading in the past than what I'm looking to be now.
Yeah, and I'm very interested with this being the first, and of course won't be the last. I already mentioned to you that we've got more planned on the way. If that is something that a lot of the contestants start to feel, where they're able to take things that, again, we get so focused on our own trading that sometimes we stop playing and we stop, experimenting because, right, we're focused on every single trade. So I hope this, even for seasoned trader, this opens up an ability to play and experiment with what it is you want to do next. But now that we're talking about trading, we talked about shorts. What were you focused on? So what parts of trade ideas did you use? What scans did you find gave you the best results? And what types of scans? So trade ideas has alert windows and top lists and races, and soon we're going to have those heat maps that you saw on the web. They're going to be in the downloaded version. But where did you generate your ideas using the software? And what were the what were the types of scans, and what was the kind of filters and everything you were using to find the stuff that you were looking at?
Well, I think mostly I use just the standard gappers. I'm long biased, so that's where I tend to gravitate to. I did develop or create my own custom scans, which that's one of the functions I like the most about the software, about trade ideas. So I was able to use some of those. Like the Fibonacci retracement. I like. I've used that, and so I built a couple scans based around that, and put some other filters and things in it. So that's something that I would like to use, live trading, to generate some. It doesn't generate that many per day because I'm kind of heavy on the filters. But that the TI strength, one of the already loaded scans that's offered. There's many, and some of the pullback uh, uh, scanners that are scans that are already in
Okay,
there.
perfect.
Those that's where I started.
I am incredibly biased because I'm the one who built and back tested TI strength. So I'm glad that you used that. I'm glad we got that mentioned. Again, that's one of my favorites. I'm not so much a day trader, but I'm a swing trader. So I like looking at that one because I know it's got those kind of statistics behind us. Now, um, when it came to actually managing trades, so you built your own, you're using Fibonacci. So I'm assuming that's some sort of pullback on strong names that you were looking at with Fibonacci's. What was your reason to enter? And then how did you manage risk? Did you was there a stop out right away? Do you kind of eyeball the trade and decide when to get out? Do you pre-calculate your risk, or are you just kind of watching what happens to the stock on the fly?
Um, my intention going forward is to have a tight stop, have a specific idea in mind, a number or whatever, but I continue and have always eyeball it, uh, feet go with the feel, look at the whatever the zones on the charts that I have, whether it's the an anchored VWAP on there, SMAs, fib levels, and so I use a lot of guessing uh, to kind of when to get in and out based on when it hits some of those levels. But so I've not really, I didn't really use a lot of stops uh, so much during the contest, but that was because I had a reduced uh, fear of loss. You know,
Yeah, you can take a little bit harder swings, I guess, when it's fake money.
yeah.
So, not going to keep you too much longer. So, just another couple questions. So, did you was there any time during the challenge? Because I was watching there, and I know right near the end there was kind of number one, two, and three slots were just changing all the time. Were there any times that you just felt like you needed to adapt your trading to kind of push to the end, or did you stick with the trade same style throughout? Did you monitor that leaderboard closely, or were you just kind of laser focused on what it was that you were trying to do? Because I know all of us at Trades, we were laser focused on the leaderboard. We thought it was super interesting.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I was aware of the leaderboard, but I didn't let that affect how I was going to trade. Even on that final day, I think that was the day that I was riding that short on whatever stock it was that had gone up so high. And I think I might have gotten out, at the, right before close. I think I just ran it into the ground. So yeah, I wasn't playing to win necessarily based on the leaderboard. I was just trying to play the best trade at that moment, which is what I normally do anyway.
And that's probably for the best, not only in contests, it's probably in the best for your real trading too, right? If you're focused on just each trade at a time, as opposed to the other one. So now that we have someone who obviously knows and understands the software and uses it because you won the contest, do you have any feedback for us as a company? So we always love listening to our clients. Our goal here is to make the best software to help traders make the most money. So if you had one thing for us that you would like us to build, or any kind of feedback that you would like to give, why don't you let us know right now, and I'll take it to the devs, the powers that be.
Right. Honestly, I can't recommend that you add anything because I haven't even gotten to review and use and test everything that you already have loaded. There's so much great content on there and different scans and different ways to use alerts. I'm so impressed. Being new to the platform, I'm at that. I guess I'm at the stage of uh, I enjoy the back testing. I enjoy, trying to hit those profit factors or, maybe the win percentage, and seeing how that's going to translate into live trading. And I know as I get further into this, I may realize that it might not translate so well all of the time, and so I have to adapt. But yeah, I think that it's a fantastic product. It there's no way that you can learn or even use, I don't think, every bit of it, in any kind of a short time. So I appreciate, the work that like the AV WAP, the Anchor VWAPs, things that I've been introduced to. Seems very intriguing. The work that you guys have done on that is fantastic. Um, so yeah, keep it up and keep tinkering with it. I know you're going to find something else. It's really great.
Yeah, and that's we're always building, and we love that. So listen, I wanna leave with closing thoughts. Do you have any I know you're gonna be kind of talking to your competition because I hope you're joining us for future contests, but do you have any thoughts for anyone who's watching this and they want to join another contest, or maybe they joined the last one and they didn't do too well? Any bits of nuggets that came out to say, hey, this is what you might want to look at if you're going to enter another contest, and if you're going to try this, for again, people who tried and maybe didn't do so well, or people who are just hearing about this for the first time and they're going to try a new contest.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely encourage and recommend everyone to continue to try to the more practice that you get interacting and engaging with the software, the better. And that was I had a learning curve. I still have a learning curve using the trading simulator, using the scans and how to do the alerts and setting everything up to the way I want it to be. And the competition gave me a great opportunity to, stumble over my mistakes. I would push the wrong buttons or couldn't figure out how to change this to that. And as I was going through the contest, by the end, it was coming more naturally. So if anyone struggles with too many options, too many buttons, too many features, then just focus on start out and narrow focus, you know, concentrate on, one or two things, get good at that, become an expert at few and get good at the rest. And yeah, just practice, practice, practice.
No, I think that's absolutely great. That is something that we've noticed with a lot of people. As you mentioned, we have a lot of data and a lot of data points and different scans, and sometimes that causes analysis paralysis, where there's so much going on you don't really know what to look at. So you're right, pick a couple things that you like, and then also I liked your comment about you were stumbling a little bit in the beginning, but you just keep hitting buttons. It's fake money, right? It's the point of this is to practice, and then eventually things will come into place. Like if you're playing a video game, right? You initially walking into walls and you're not doing things right, and eventually things just kind of flow. So listen, thanks very much for coming by. Thanks for doing this interview to help out new people that are starting, and share your experience. And I hope we see you in future contests.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one.
All right. Take care.
Bye bye.